I'm live. It says I'm live, and I'm going to believe it. I'm going to believe a lot of things. I'm going to believe a lot of things, and then when I don't believe those anymore, I'll believe a lot of other things until eventually I wind up believing everything and disbelieving everything, and maybe I can do both at the same time, because that's the kind of world we're now in. I can believe contradictory things at the same time, and I don't even hate myself. Ha! Take it. Take it now. Take it. And if you're joining me later on, welcome to that intro. Nobody's here yet to get it. Just decided to go up spontaneously, like combustion. It just happens. And I think we're powered up and ready to roll. We're a little bit awake. We're awakened to the oncoming storm because the storm has not yet begun to arrive. I think we're merely at the beginning of the beginning. We haven't even seen the end of the beginning, let alone the beginning of the end. In fact, this seems to be just a smokescreen for something else. Maybe a lot of vested interests have an interest in whatever they have an interest in, and this is the means to that end. And that there be bodies in the street, because we've been warned now. Italy apparently is the first, but it's not the only. You're living close to the edge, and a lot of young people are, rightly so. They begin their lives, they're living close to the edge, and you rip their job away from them, and I don't know who's going to die. What are the bodies going to look like? Yes, we're getting the old people to die, as they normally do, and now we're getting young people in. So, this is all... Hey, Meatbag, how are you? Am I coming out? Am I coming out loud and clear? Let's do a sound check. There we are. Yeah, good. Yeah, so we're in the middle of it. We're in the middle of the beginning. Or the beginning of the beginning. I don't know, but we're certainly nowhere near the end of the beginning. And what we're going to see is bodies stacking up. Hey, Mr. Mayhem. We had a great discussion. It's still reverberating in my mind that the power, the purpose of the information is to control perception of reality. And I think they're doing that now. We're in the middle of what I, again, CJ, I'm trying to construct in my mind. There is a structure. Somebody built a structure of a paranoid hallucination. And maybe I do the same myself, but I alone have to live in it. But somebody's creating a public paranoid hallucination. They built the structure for it, and just natural things are going to fill it up. Old people die. Okay, sure. Now it's complications due to COVID-19. What the hell does that mean? Complications. And so in the chat, in my Discord, I put up the coronavirus documents that AI tool predicts which coronavirus patients get deadly wet lung. So now it's the wet lung. It's no longer that sandy lung thing that they're talking about. It's the wet lung. And now they're going to have algorithms decide whether you have it or not, and we'll get it, and then they take you into the hospital, and then it's all over. They can do what they want with you. Now we're into a medical tyranny, and this is what we're coming into. So maybe I should bring that up. Maybe I should bring that article up, and maybe I'll do that right now. Yeah, okay. Whoa, wrong one. Wrong one. There we go. Come on, click it. Where do we go here? Whoa, 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 whoa. What was that? That was strange as hell. Hey, woke folk. Yes. Have you read, Mr. Mayhem, have you read Heidegger? Right. It's the sound of his oncoming death. Yes, we live against that horizon. I studied Heidegger, did my master's thesis on him. Yes, we live against that horizon, that eventuality which is not to be undone. And but now it's brought forward to us, very closely to us. And now is not the time to panic. We'll get through this in a couple of years. And, we have to take action, and Mgtow prep is the action we have to take at this point. as well as other things. But that is the foremost thing that I can recommend that all Mgtow men should do. So prep. There are going to be food riots because some people just don't have money. So if you have any money to get ahead, do it. Do it now. They need the bodies. They need the bodies in 10 years' time looking back to say, oh, yeah, we had more than the normal death rate. Because what we're seeing in Italy with, 2 months and 18,000 people die. Well, 18,000 people die normally in Italy, and they're mostly old people. And they mostly die of the normal comorbidities. And so, these comorbidities are the normal comorbidities of people anyway. They die of heart disease, they die of diabetes, they die of lung complications. This is just the normal way that old people die. And now they're just saying, well, they're dying with this and they have the coronavirus. But, do they have this wet lung? Do they have, what it takes to be definitely wow. Wow. I gotta reassemble this in some way. Let me go to the Discord, bring it up, and then maybe I can show it. Whoops. I'll try to print it, and then I can bring it up here. And there we go. It's not a bad article from Yahoo. They're the powers that be, right? There's some of the standard mainstream stuff, but they're talking about this wet lung. They're talking about AI diagnostics. Treating. They're diagnosing it. We're losing control over this whole thing. It's becoming a medical tyranny with artificial intelligence running the show. This is dystopia, and it's going quickly. It's moving quickly, and so we got to watch out for all of this. Okay, there we go. I think I can bring this up now. Let me. Okay. Look at that. I didn't get prepared, to tell you the truth, coming up. I didn't really know what was going to happen. Now I figure I need it, so yeah. Okay, got to do a few things, and it's going to be up. Here we go. So, yeah. So here we have an article by Yahoo. Wet lung. Artificial intelligence tool that is able to accurately predict which newly infected patients with the novel coronavirus go on to develop severe lung disease. Well, I thought that's what it was. But apparently, a very few percent get acute respiratory disease syndrome, ARDS, a severe complication of COVID-19. Well, that fills the lungs with fluid and kills around 50% of coronavirus patients who get it. So this is ARDS, acute respiratory disease syndrome. I thought that's what it was. You got a fever, you cough, you can't cough this shit up, and so you die of not being able to breathe. I thought this was what it was. So it doesn't tell us what percent of people with COVID-19 or the SARS-2 virus get ARDS. We don't know that from this article. Men over 60 to be at higher risk of ARDS, apparently. But, whatever this is. We don't know how many cases, whether it's one or whatever it is. We have no idea on the number of cases. I'm not getting the full article here. They're dorking around with me, to tell you the truth. Maybe I got to redo that whole thing. Redo the print. Anyway, so this is not good. Yeah, Gattaca. Yeah, probably. The chemical? Androchrome. I don't know. Adrenochrome. I don't know what that is. Greetings from the place of power. Geez, I thought this was the place of power. Sounds like the precursor to Gattaca. Yeah, I like that too. Yeah, just give me some quinine. I want some chloroquinine, otherwise known as a gin and tonic. And make it a double. Make it a double. But, yeah, well, good. You stay that way, new era Mgtow monk. You want to stay that way. 64 is not in the danger zone. People at 64 don't die in, horribly greater numbers, but be prepared for a normal death. But if you made it 64, you passed a little bump, and, I'm 56, so I'm not too far behind you. I'm pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm back to the farm in the countryside. It's looking good here. I think I can show you this. And let me see the filters. There we go. Let me fix it a little bit messy there. Oh my. Yeah. I see what's going on now. We've got okay, there we go. We're back, and we can get it going now. I think we can get it going. Yeah, that's better. That's clearer. And it's sunrise. Yeah, if you didn't know, it's in morning time. It's like almost 6 o'clock in the morning. I get up at a funny time now. I'm way off schedule. I work at the oddest times, and I've been very busy recently. So, welcome to permanent summer. It's permanent summer here. So, disgustingly healthy. That's what I want to get living out here, and it hasn't worked out yet. But we'll have to get it good at some point. Just too much standard work, not enough good work. Oh yeah, I don't know, CJ. That's nasty stuff, isn't it? Yeah, good. Enjoy the paranormal stuff around mountains. Mountains seem to be attracted. Yeah, there's under the volcano. You feel somehow sheltered. Under a giant mountain. Not necessarily even a volcano, but wasn't there a movie? But you feel it. Oh, geez, man. I don't want to get in touch with my satanic forces, CJ. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Androchrome is the cannibal dowser. Oh, great. I don't want this stuff. I got enough of it. I get hungry once in a while, but never really for humans. Yeah, I'm using OBS, New Era Mgtow Monk, OBS, and I'm getting pretty good at it. And oh yeah, I wanted to bring up that article, but I don't know whether I can without. Or maybe that was it. Yeah, it was it. So, yeah, the ground glass opacity was the former one. That's the sandy one, right? The ground glass that you listen to it, and sounds like sandpaper or sand or something in your lungs. That's what it was before, but now they want wet lungs. So I don't know what it is. But what I think it is, and I'll come out with this right at the moment. I think it's a chimera. They've been making chimeras. The people in Wuhan and others have been making chimeras. For at least since 2007. There's a paper, but that lets me know that it was well before that, and I didn't look it up. Doesn't matter. They're doing it, and they're commonly doing it. They make chimeras. Somebody should look this up and get good at it. It's a hard CH, chimera. It's a mixture of two animals, right? The head of a human, the body of a lion, the wings of an eagle, the body of a horse, this Pegasus, and so on and so on and so on. The sarters, body of a man, legs of a goat. These are chimeras in history, but you do it with a virus, and you can do it. So what I think happened was, we had the term virus migrate from humans into computers. So, they wanted to describe what was happening with this program that got into all computers, and so they called it a virus. And, depending upon the operating system, a virus will get into all computers of that type. And it may sit there, it may do nothing. And what I think happened is somebody who's, into this thing, making viruses, well, they got the idea from computer viruses. Well, why don't I make a virus that gets into every human? It won't do any harm. I'll just make it so that it can get into every human just to, say we've done it. Oh, let's just do it. And so I think that some, 12 monkeys freak in a lab decided to engineer a virus purposefully so it would get into every human but not cause any great problems. And, of course, we know in the bell curve that, humans react differently and have different characteristics along a bell curve. So at one end, you've got people who it won't stay in. It just won't go in there. And other people who actually get some type of illness. So there may be people getting illness from this, but it's not meant to do that. It's just meant to get into every human. And so, what would they start with? Well, they would start with something that's not going to cause a sickness. And then they'll add something that makes it go into every human. And that's apparently what we see here in those 3 articles that I've reviewed with those teams of scientists who reviewed the makeup of this. And so, is it a bioweapon or is it just a test run to show that it can be done? We can make a virus and get it into every human, and it may or may not cause any trouble. But what we do see is that I believe somebody knows something we don't. They know that this has happened. They know that someone's engineered this to get into every human. That's why they're freaking out, because they don't know how it's going to react. But it's going to get into maybe not 80%, maybe closer to 100%, like 95%. It's just going to be in there. Like DDT, you spray it, it gets in your body, it just stays there. And so it's going to get into every human body almost. And about the same number that it won't latch onto in any way, about that same percentage, you're going to have those people die of something like wet lung or glass opacity lung or whatever it is. But in the middle, most of us are not going to get anything or get, mild to maybe severe symptoms, but that's it. And, it spreads with those symptoms because, it's not meant to show symptoms. It's not designed to make people sick. It accidentally makes people sick, but purposefully gets communicated to everyone. This is my latest thought. And we'll see if this is not the case, but I think there's this reaction because somebody sees a biological weapon, which is not really meant, it's a test run for a biological weapon, that if you don't put up the walls now and keep them up forever, that eventually someone's just going to latch onto this thing because it will get into every human and then put something in that makes everything go sick. So, we better watch out. Mayhem, by all means, jump in. Now, how do you want to jump in? Do you want to jump in a Hangout or jump in the Discord? I got the Discord up already. I'm in the Discord right now. But if you can't do Discord, we can jump into the Hangouts. But I'll have to bring the Hangouts up and then somehow get an invitation out or something. I'm not quite sure how that works. Man, it's been a while since I've done Hangouts. I tried to get some practice, but it didn't happen. Just too busy. Yeah. We're still, I saw some information on the genetic mutation so far. I put that link up into the Discord. It's a pretty detailed study of the progression. And it was under 4% mutation, so that means it's very close to source. So it hasn't mutated much. So we're not worried yet. It's new. This thing is new, so it's coming out very quickly. There's the link to the Discord. Please jump in, Mr. Mayhem, and indeed anyone else who wants to jump in. And it can go good there in the Discord for a while, or we could migrate to Hangouts if there's a movement for that. But we'll see what happens in the Discord. Jump into broadcast 1. But we're at a juncture now that the whole world is moving to lockdown. Apparently Lagos, a city of 15, 18 million people or something, is on lockdown. My God. You do a Google Earth, go to Google Maps and do a Google Earth of Lagos. It's pretty rough looking. I live in a quote unquote third world country, and okay, yeah, sure, there might be parts like that, but again, downtown Detroit or Baltimore is looking pretty rough too. But it's big like that. Take a coat of paint to make it look good. I think somebody's here. Somebody here? Yeah.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, I can hear you fine. You're coming in a little bit light, a little bit louder
great.
is good. A little bit louder is
Yeah,
good.
I can hear you fine.
There we are. Excellent. Everyone can hear Mr. Mayhem. How's it going, Mr. Mayhem?
Oh, I gotta tell you, actually, I feel very lucky. I still have my job that hasn't gone away. I've been working remotely, but at the same time, well, I guess if I can just take a second here, the way I live my life, or the way I've been living my life, is a lot of isolation, learning shit, applying that knowledge, creating my movie, creating my video game, learning, editing work, client work. I hammer myself with work so that I can grow. And now we're stuck in isolation where it's not an option, and now I feel so lonely.
I feel so lonely, I can die. Do 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 do
So
do.
I feel like a renegade, and I go out and visit my family.
Renegade. There's another song. Man, you're quoting all these songs. Do you know that song? I feel so lonely, I could die. It's an old country
Yep.
song or something. And then what's the renegade one? I forget that, but.
For me, it's a TV show with Lorenzo Lamas.
Yeah. Anyway, no.
I remember like second grade, I had vocabulary word of renegade, and that was the example I gave. My teacher just laughed and moved on.
Great. Yeah, no, it's going to be tough. Selective isolation is one thing, but forced isolation is a different thing, right?
Exactly. That's the point I was trying to make. Is when I was doing it to myself, it was something I was sacrificing to better myself. And now that it's being forced upon me, it's like I don't wanna.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's pretty extreme, and even where I am, although it's not enforced, and there's still people here and there, and things are basically normal where I am still. There's less happening. So, but I'll tell you one thing: if they try to close things down, there'll be riots where I am. People live pretty close to the edge here. So, are there going to be food riots where you are? I think you've cut out. Your volume is off. I cannot hear you. Your green light is lighting up, but there's no sound. Oh, yeah, that's right, Andrew Farce. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, that should be the new, theme song for everyone, I suppose. Mgtow and non-Mgtow alike. Because, a lot of men out there, they're being smart, and they're not getting involved, inviting women into their houses and stuff, and that's smart. And But you don't have to be alone, Kane. This is not, I suppose, the best thing. But I've had some great moments on Hangouts, having drinks with men and the men in the chat, and have been pretty good. I think you're back on, Mayhem. Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You just dropped out for some reason.
That's strange.
Anyway, I had a question. Do you think there's going to be food riots where you are?
Yeah, the what?
Are there going to be food riots?
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's kind of getting to that point now.
Oh.
Most of the stores are pretty much empty. Like they're bare except for like coffee and shit. That's not really food.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can,
Yes, we can hear
Sifu. How are you?
Welcome. To my surprise, though, there's a lot of alcohol. I figured people would have fucking rushed for it because a lot of people are dependent, especially in California. But to my surprise, no. It's just all the normal food that's gone.
Yeah, well, as long as people got alcohol, I suppose they can while away the times. It's not good to do long term, but it's okay for a week or two. Yeah. Well, there's two issues about the food riots. One is there's no food, and the other one is that lots of people have no money to buy the food if it's there. In which case they start to steal, in which case the grocery stores close, and it's a vicious cycle.
Right.
Sifu, would you like to jump in and, say something?
Yeah, what's up, Black Wolf?
Is that Black Wolf? No, it's not Black Wolf. Is that Black Wolf?
Well, he's in the chat. Just saying what's up to a brother.
Oh, I see. Black Wolf's in the chat. Hey, Black Wolf. No, we got Sifu Black Irish here in the broadcast. He came on and his mic's working and stuff. But anyway,
how you doing, Sifu?
we're into a situation, and it's heating up. It's getting nasty. It seems to be extending and extending. I went on Drudge the other day and I read something I never thought I'd read in my entire life. The mayor of D.C. threatens 90 days in jail for leaving home. What is this? This is not America.
Where is this at?
This was on Drudge yesterday in the morning.
No, sorry. What place? Like what government is allowing that?
D.C., District of Columbia, Washington, the capital city of the United States of America. The mayor threatens 90 days in jail for leaving home. Oh, man.
Well,
what is this?
You'd have to break that to actually get them into jail because you'd have to make them leave their home.
Well, yeah, exactly. And you're taking them to jail. That's where viruses, will get transmitted worse than anywhere. Are you trying to protect people? What the hell are you doing? This is nuts. For what? Are there any bodies? There's no bodies yet. Not that I want to see bodies, but we're not seeing bodies.
Too, from our last conversation, I followed up on that, and I started talking to family and friends, and it started off with people saying, "Well, I don't really know anyone who has it. I don't know anyone who actually knows anyone who has it." But over the past week, not me personally, but my friends and family, they have friends or friends' families that have gotten the coronavirus.
Sorry, what does it mean, gotten coronavirus?
That means it tested positive.
Well, that's just a test.
Sorry to interrupt, brothers.
Yeah, go for it.
But I'm hearing two separate sets of conversations here.
Okay.
Is the issue with me?
The voices in your head, ignore those.
Yeah, Sifu, turn off the sound on the YouTube channel. Mute the YouTube channel on the web page. And then that should cut out the echo.
All by myself, don't wanna be all by myself.
Oh, who joined on the sly?
Yeah, Black Wolf Mgtow jumped in and he's singing. He's singing nice, man. You got a nice voice. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, brothers? I'm just...
Well, I'm telling you one thing.
I'm doing good.
After hearing you sing that song, I feel like just getting drunk and getting a little maudlin. And, melodramatic or something and singing that song, screaming at the top of my lungs. But don't be alone. Don't be alone. Join some hangouts and come on in.
Okay. Okay, brothers. Now I'm doing better.
Excellent.
If I may, I'll give you a little report from Idaho.
Excellent.
All right, shoot it.
So we're under a 21-day shutdown order. I think that was supposed to end on like the 10th, but I guess now it's till the end of the month. And there have been very few issues here. You know, people are doing the social distancing thing very well. The crowds are very sparse, and at least around here, there's no signs of panic, even with the earthquake yesterday.
Wow, that's right. You had a big earthquake, didn't you?
I think that's because you live around sane people. Here in the
Yeah,
States, people are killing each other.
Yeah, they
with
said it
fucking
was
toilet
a
paper.
6.5. Oh no,
Well, I mean, also you have to look at it from a population density point of view. And you have people stacked on top of each other, and you have millions of people per square mile. Then, like, okay, it gets crazier real quick.
Yeah. Idaho's
Yes.
not really crowded.
Throw in the Mouse Utopia reference.
Oh, yes. Gotcha.
I'm
Good
thinking
one.
I did see this pretty interesting movie called Train to Busan. Scared the crap out of me about good zombie movie, but it was funny. It just kind of reminded me of the Corona thing.
Yeah.
So I've been pretty good up here. I mean, what other people are calling torture, I call glorious isolation.
Excellent. Yes.
And
And,
you're lucky like me. I've been.
Yeah,
Oh, my bad,
I'm
me
real
cut you
lucky.
off.
I managed to get
I'm-
out of town just in time, and now I'm up here with my sister. I'm only about 20 miles away from Boise, but it's extremely quiet and sparsely populated.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Good plan. Good move. Yeah. Lots of food.
So
What's your plan for dealing with the people that try to escape the city?
There haven't really been any. It's not like what we're hearing about in New York.
Not yet.
Yeah, but
No, in fact, I took a 2-mile walk today just to try to get rid of the cabin fever. I walked all the way to the mailbox. I see houses all around me. I could count the people I saw on one hand.
yeah.
I mean, it's almost like every house is deserted. Even though I've occasionally seen people in them, there's just no signs of life.
Well, what's the closest city, like real city
Wow.
to Idaho, like of like 2 million people? What is it, Minneapolis or something like
Oh.
that, or Seattle? You know?
No. Boise has a bit over 200,000.
Yeah, I'm talking millions,
And-
like a city.
And that's big. Now you're not going to find any place like that around here till you
Yeah.
get to the coast.
To the coast, Seattle or
Yes.
Minneapolis, maybe.
Yes.
You know that. And,
Yes, 'cause,
and you can't walk
'cause,
from
like,
Minneapolis. That's like a week-long walk
Yeah,
or more.
that's a solid 2-day drive.
a 2-day
Yeah,
drive.
around
so-
here, New Mexico, there's no towns over 50,000, and it's the same in Wyoming,
Yeah,
except for Laramie, and that's because of the Air Force Base.
I drove through Idaho.
Albuquerque is about 500,000,
Yeah,
but to get to another town that big, it's at least an 8-hour drive
Yeah.
from Albuquerque to Denver, Phoenix, or even Amarillo.
yep. No, I've
Well, I'm
driven
warning
around there.
everybody. City people have been trying to fucking come over where I am, and it's been pretty messed up. Messed up enough for me to start busting out bear claw traps, and that is not a fucking joke. I'm
What?
not ready to deal with the whole
What?
fucking city coming trying to
No
fuck with my
shit.
shit.
You got
That's why
you're
I
East
asked, 'cause
Coast.
eventually it
Old
will go
school
down
bear
south.
trap?
Wow.
Yes. I went out there and set up a few because I'm just not like I freaking fortified my environment simply because people in the city are just fucking crazy as hell. Got people from New York, Cali, fucking everybody. Just I can't fucking deal with it, man. People are just. You go to the store where I'm at, like it's been freaking ransacked practically, and then they try to enforce some stupid little curfew. Nobody's gonna follow that. I already know that. People are still breaking that. It's freaking hilarious. They're going out and partying, doing whatever.
But we got a
But-
party, bruh.
Yeah, why not? Party,
Yeah.
do it. Do it.
Yeah, I just tell
Well, I
them
don't
guys
have to
inhale.
worry about traveling. I bought plenty of weed to get me through the month.
Amen to that, man. That was the two things I went and got. I was like, yep, stocked up on alcohol, stocked up on weed, got my movies. Oh, awesome. I can just sit here and just ride this shit out.
Yeah. Nice.
So I was just thinking. Now things are okay for now, but what if we have a major disruption and we lose internet in a lot of places? I think the millennials will lose their mind.
They
I
will.
actually want to see that shit happen. If I lost power right now, I'd probably just continue eating on the roof and still just listen to some freaking music I got saved on my fucking just for the hell of it. I'll just play some music if I fucking have to. But I do want to watch them lose their mind. Oh my god, I can't get a phone signal. I'm gonna die.
Social media.
Well, it's been nice talking to you,
Yeah.
men, but this may be the last time. Is that what you're saying, Sifu?
Oh no.
It could be.
I'm
No,
just saying,
I'm saying it could be.
I'm just saying a disruption is certainly possible with so much of the economy suspended.
Yep. No, I agree. There's a risk, and the risk is not zero at this point. It's way above zero. We could see disruptions, purposeful disruptions, people losing it and destroying infrastructure. We don't know. People get hungry. They say "fuck you," and they break a satellite dish and it puts 200,000 people out or something like that. They reroute it, but they can't.
That's why I just take the Joker approach to this whole damn thing.
That's like a great idea.
When the chips fall, these nice, kind, civilized people, they will eat each other.
Yeah. No, we're what three meals away
and-
from chaos, barbarism.
Yeah, and remember, us red pill men can stand off to the side, point and laugh.
Yes.
That's actually incorrect.
Oh.
To a point we can. Then at another point, we have to then be industrial, and we have to start taking back ownership of our lives and our communities. Otherwise, we're going to be at other people's discretions.
Well, right now.
Oh, very true.
Yeah, right now it is. The government's out there with the military telling you to stay in your house, and there's no way you can fight that. There's no value in sacrificing yourself, I believe, at this point. Right? So you just got to ride with the flow.
At this point, it's not even that bad yet.
It's not bad. Just ride it out, get to a nice spot. If you can get out of the city, get out. We knew this was going to happen. We didn't know for what reason.
One other item to add. Boise is in Ada County, and I am in Boise County, which is a little bit of ways. I was getting a little cabin fever, so I drove to Idaho City to the sheriff's office to register a trailer. That way I'd have an excuse to go down the hill into town.
Right.
Sheriff's office is closed.
Huh.
Of
course, this county only has a few thousand people total.
Yeah.
But it was kind of surprising.
Yeah, geez, that is surprising.
It's funny, though, that your entire sheriff office closed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they don't really want to arrest people anymore. It's the funniest thing in the world. You don't even need weapons anymore. Just threaten to cough on someone. You can arrest me.
yeah, my God. And the biggest weapon is a cough, Anyway, what?
Yeah, the sheriff's office said, that they've had to move people out of some spots in national forests because they're closed for some reason. But they're not even issuing citations. They're just telling them, no, this section is closed, another one is open, just park somewhere else.
Okay.
So far, so good.
Yeah, well, at some point, even that type of control is going to have to break down because people aren't going to want to do anything. They're not going to want to move. They're not going to want to tell anyone to move. And
it's funny how it takes an event in someone's life for them to realize that they can take back their power.
Yeah.
Yep. This is why I'm happy. If everything just descends into madness, I mean, it may not work. I'm gonna go out there and just train a bunch of squirrels to fight on command. That'd just be fucking awesome.
Attack.
You know,
You start shouting out
the funny part is,
I'm like, bust a nut.
the funny part is that this little crisis didn't even change my plans. It just accelerated them a little bit.
Yep.
I was planning on moving up here in the summer anyway. I just got up here a little earlier.
There you are. That's right. That's good. Flexibility is good, and if you can do that, be flexible. Yeah. It's all. Sometimes it's all in the timing when you do something, and when the
I
timing's
agree.
right, do it. What is it? Hit when the iron's hot, or something like that.
Strike
Yeah,
while the
strike when
iron's hot.
strike when
Yeah,
the
that's
iron's
it.
hot.
Strike when the iron's hot.
I completely
So,
agree. I'm just
I wonder what the poor women who are starving for their attention fix are doing now that they can't run to the bar.
I don't know. Is Twitch getting
Oh,
man,
overwhelmed
they're
with Twitch
fucked.
thoughts?
Man, they're fucked, man. They're already trying to like flirt. Shit, I'm starting to notice this. Like, women are coming out of fucking woodworks, like flirting on every guy, going, oh, because they can't fucking pay their bills and shit now. Because some of them were working in jobs like primarily dealing with people. So now, since they can't go to work and need them damn bills paid, they're now going, oh, I think I'll find some. And a lot of guys are like, yeah, get the fuck away from me. So it's funny as hell watching it.
Yeah, I
They're not.
actually ghosted my ex-wife. I told her I was planning on moving up here. And when I said I was leaving soon, she was like, "Oh, I don't want you to go. You know, you need to hang around." And I just got the feeling
Bitch, you're my ex.
she
Where'd
is
I go?
trying to wrangle an invitation. So the last day before I left town, I didn't answer a phone call, a text, or shit. I just left.
Smart man.
Yep.
Hey, we were married for 32 years. She kicked me to the curb. She is no longer my problem.
You're with someone for 32 years? Why bother getting divorced? Just realize that they're part of your life now.
Yeah.
I mean, damn.
Well, she's still a part of my life, but now my life is better since she is at a distance.
Yeah, but now she's like the garbage can part of your life.
Pretty much. I mean, yeesh. It's just crazy women
Well,
passing by.
I can't say that I enjoyed it or the journey was easy, but I don't know if I'd really want to go back and change things if I could, because I'm not living my best life yet, but every day is getting better.
You don't think maybe
I'm,
you
te-
would
I'm
have
telling you,
tried
man.
them earlier?
Oh, what was that?
You don't think that maybe you would have helped yourself understand and value your freedom earlier?
Well, due to my personality and the way I was raised, I was so passive aggressive that I had a tough time asserting myself. Like I definitely was not a hood rat. So I got zero street cred, but that's okay because I don't have any bullet wounds either.
So are
Oh,
you
I wouldn't
saying
worry
that you
too much
stayed with
about
her
it,
for so
man.
long
Simply,
because you were weak-willed? Sorry, Blackwell.
no,
Yeah,
you can go.
you know, I was the typical kid raised by the mom, and you know, believing in all that simp bullshit. Between that and tradcon programming,
Yeah,
I was constantly being told you're doing the right thing, but I was constantly getting shit on too.
the same thing kind of
So it was a
happened to
lot
me.
of so it was a lot of stress. And
Same
I'm
thing
glad
happened with
all
me
that's
in
behind
religion.
me.
I'm happy for you, man. The same thing happened with me in religion. I was like this devout Roman Catholic, and after just getting pissed on so much, I just didn't want to deal with it anymore. And believe it or not, it does get better, man. You'll reach the point I'm at to where you can just freaking turn on some music, wake up naked, and just dance down the stairs. You know what is
Very
going down the
visually
stairs?
All right.
explicit. Thank you for that image. I needed that.
Yes. So
That's how you know you're free.
I'll see you're Catholic and raise you a Mormon. And you can imagine and you can't imagine how much fun a black Mormon had around here.
Damn, that sounds like fucking hard mode times 10, man. To be honest with you. Holy shit.
Well, now I'm I'm spiritual rather than religious. I've still had encounters
Same.
with God, who I call the infinite. It's like, hey, if your tradcon that works for you, I don't have a problem with that. Just don't put it in my face.
I'm the same way. I mean, for me, I took my religion and gravitated more towards animals and nature. I just enjoy being around nature. I can't be up in the city anymore. That was too much for me. I'd rather just do my own little thing here and just be happy. Once I die, go back into the earth, become grass and all that, all that great stuff, as they say. Go back into the earth.
Yeah, I'm in a spot where elk stroll down the street and hang out in the backyard.
Oh,
So
nice.
I'm going to try to increase my empathy and see if I can hang out with them a little this summer.
Did you say you can see if you can
Uh-oh.
increase your empathy?
Yes, I'm not able to communicate, but I can occasionally be a cat whisperer, which surprises some of my friends to no end. I mean, not everybody can walk up to a strange cat and call it over and they come right to you.
That's true. I don't even like cats.
Why not, man? A cat is a red pill animal. Cats don't give a fuck about nothing.
Because it's not what I need. I don't need an independent dependent. I need a dependent dependent. That's why I like dogs, because they are what they are.
Well, I'm going to go both ways. I'm going to have a couple of
shit.
dogs, but I will also have a cat because, there's something appealing about someone independent who hangs out with you because it's his idea. But my cat will be a working cat because I cannot stand a cat up on kitchen counters or on tables. I will pimp hand the shit out of a cat if I see it do that.
See, I think the thing is, like, my experience with cats is they've all been cats that have been ownered by females. So, most females don't give a shit about their animals. They just want that something to care for.
Yeah.
So then they overcare for them and they pamper them and spoil them and make them little bastards.
But if you get a cat,
Exactly.
a cat raised by a man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I will have a working cat.
Yep.
I like the idea of that. I would love to see your cat as you design it, and then meet your cat and see if I like it.
I'll go you one better. I'm thinking I get a female cat. She has kittens and teaches them how to be mousers. Then I could advertise the kittens by saying I was a cat wrangler.
There you go. Yeah.
So I have a question for you guys that is a complete sidetrack from the current conversation. You guys ready?
What is it?
Go for it.
If this is the beginning of the end and there's a collapse, no power, internet, things have to change and they have to change quick, what do you think will be the dominant career choices?
Farmer? Fisherman?
I'd say probably logging and such. But
Yeah.
if there's a big population die off, it'll be like the stand.
Need lots of coffins.
Everybody will be dead. You can go live in the governor's mansion.
That might be true, but I don't know if that's a career choice.
Yeah. Maybe, food processing, you know. You can make cured
Food
meats.
Yeah.
processing, like
Anybody who can do old school canning and preserving,
Yep.
their stock is going way up.
Way up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, which ones do you think are going to be like the top though? Like which let's say entrepreneurial courses. Which entrepreneurs do you think would get the most money in the quickest speed? Like which businesses do you think
Well,
will be growing?
traders always make money. So the farmer will make money because he's producing, and the trader will buy from the farmer and then ship the goods to market, and they make a lot of money. So, but
Alright,
they
cool.
take on the
Trader's a
risk.
good one.
They take on risk. So traders.
How about people helping to restore infrastructure? I figure once you get a simple design, you could help people make greenhouses so they could grow their own food.
Yep. And micro electricity builders, like a diversified electrical system through mini
So
hydro.
engineers in general then?
Yeah, engineers. Any engineer
Yes.
can design and maintain a micro hydro project. Yeah, definitely.
And that's one of the things I'm thinking of doing while I'm up here. Getting into alternative power generation, motorized bicycles, and being an information broker. 'Cause
Definitely.
I have a feeling that when shit really hits the fan, libraries are going to be one of the first places to go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because everyone is gonna need to know simple shit that they can't Google anymore.
That's right. So, just FYI for everyone, there's a way to get, vehicles to run on gas from wood. So you do something to wood, you like burn it in.
Oh, yes. Yes, wood gasifier.
Wood gasification.
You put the wood in a small airtight container
Yep.
and heat it, and the vapors that come off are flammable.
Yep.
But you have to be careful. If air gets in there while that cooking is going on, you could have a bomb.
Yeah. So you run this on the back of a pickup truck, and you can run the pickup truck. So it's a little dangerous, but if you do it right, you're fine. So there's those techniques that would be in high demand if you could build one of those for people, and not have them explode. That's bad for business when your customers die. So
Yeah.
Speaking of alternative power, I got a simple one I'll pass on to you. I've been doing research and I stumbled across this YouTube video where this guy took a regular cheap ceiling fan and put it in the wind, and he got DC out of it. I was
Wow.
like, that would be it was very surprising.
yeah, so just any fan blade. Well, they're designed to cut the wind in the right way. So you put it against the wind. Yeah, it's going to turn, and then you got your source of the iron turning around or inside of the copper. The copper wiring, sending out this the current. Yeah.
Oh, what with alternative power? One other thing I researched was Edison batteries. They use another liquid rather than the hydrochloric acid. They're a lot safer. There are some boil-off issues, so to keep the plates covered, like usually, like your typical car battery, if it was an Edison cell, it would be twice as tall. You'd have that much fluid in there just to make sure the plates were covered.
Oh, I see.
But they are very long lasting. There are some Edison batteries made almost 100 years ago that are still working.
Wow. And all you got to do is set up some of those fans, a simple ceiling fan or just regular fan in the wind, So little wind farms. You can set up a little wind farm, enough to charge that battery. You need a converter from DC to AC, maybe 12 volt to 110. They're available. So that's something you want.
She's not that popular at the time of this happening. So then...
Oh, someone came in. Shut off everything else, Red Pill.
Oh, hi.
Shut off all.
Oh, hi. Sorry. It's like 7:25 in the morning here, so I'm not on the base. But are you there?
Yeah, we're there. Just shut off all
Oh,
the
great.
YouTube channels.
Right. So far in China, my wife has three cell phones. Nobody's dying. It's bullshit.
Wow.
If I saw people collapsing in the street, I'd go, yeah, there's a problem going on.
So
Honestly, man, there's nobody dying.
So you walk past the hospitals. You walk.
I'm gonna make another video and just show people.
Yeah. Just
I know
go.
YouTube.
Yeah, walk past a hospital.
Go on.
And walk past a hospital and show us what a hospital looks like in Guangzhou, right? Is there lineups or?
There's nobody there, man. Everybody's going about their business. I swear to God, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll make that video tomorrow.
Yeah,
and you'll
do
just laugh.
that. Put it up.
So Red Pill, are you pretty much at ground zero
Yeah.
for what happened?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm at ground zero. I'm in China.
Well, there's going to be bodies. That's what this hangout's about when the food riots happen. But in China, they prevented them. So.
Yeah. I've stored food and stuff. I wish I could go out and buy a tactical shotgun and stuff, but I'm not living in America, so I can't do it. But because I know the madness will come. I know that.
Oh, you do?
It's just like, yeah. You know, I just sent an email off to my mother. She's over in England, saying, don't panic. Please don't panic. It's all overblown. And it is.
Yeah.
Why am I not dying?
Yeah. You should be dying. You're older and you smoke. So, God.
If it is overblown,
I smoke 2 packs of cigarettes a day. Right?
What do we need to pay attention to that we're being distracted from?
Exactly. There's something bigger.
A financial crash, I think.
A financial crash or something else. A totalitarian takeover.
I put that first video out, was it 29th of February, I think it is, and what we're in now with the 2nd of April now in China, first for you,
Yeah.
Guys, I don't know what the hell is going on.
Yeah, nobody does.
But people are not dying.
Apparently not. The normal number of people would be dying, as are dying. And they're dying of the normal things.
Yeah, you got
the comorbidities are the
you've
same.
got leukemia.
Yeah.
And they're now racking up, if you got cancer and you die, they're now saying that's coronavirus. You got leukemia, you die, you got that's coronavirus.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, can you hear my dogs going?
Yeah, we can hear your dogs. Go settle them down a bit and come back. So, yeah. What were you saying, Mayhem?
Yes.
Were you saying anything, Mayhem?
Can you hear me?
Yes. You're a little bit low, so turn up a bit if you can.
I'll just get closer.
I'll put some headphones on. Sorry about that. I'll put headphones on.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
I apologize.
Yeah. Coming in louder.
Okay. So my question was then, what about like the quarantines and stuff? Was that not real?
Oh, the quarantine's real.
Well, the quarantine's real, yeah.
But the reason for it doesn't appear to be real. There's no bodies. It's just the normal people who would die are dying. Old people are dying of things old people die of, and they maybe test positive for a coronavirus, so they're calling it coronavirus. But they died of a heart attack, or they died of diabetes, complications of diabetes, or they died of, a lung problem that they've had their whole, adult life or something. So.
Well, then I have a question based on that. If that's the case, let's assume that it's true. Let's assume that it's all a hoax, right? Let's say it's being overblown and dramatized so that they can slip something by everyone.
Right.
If that is the case, then how can red-pilled men use that to their advantage?
Well, what are they trying to slip past? I don't think you know how to act until you know what they're trying to slip past. Is it
No, I mean, what I'm saying is they've created a diversion. They've created a distraction to further their goals.
Right.
How could we then co-opt that distraction to go achieve our own goal?
Well, your main goal would be to defeat their goal, right? Because their goal isn't going to be good, right? For red-pilled men or indeed any other man. So you don't know how to act until you know what the goal is. So if this is a distraction, a preparation, an experiment, whatever, for something else, then what is that other thing? So until you know what that is, you may run into it as opposed to run away from it.
Right, so then the next thing I ask then is, if knowing what they're doing is a barrier, then stop us from taking action, why not come up with our own goal in place of something that we can advance and we can get done, because it's not reliant upon knowing what they're doing.
Okay. Good.
Well, having a goal is fine, but reminds me of Spartacus. He did good when he was a guerrilla, but when he met the Romans in a straight-up fight, he got his ass handed to him.
Yeah. So definitely nothing head on.
Yeah, it's like Boadicea. She had 250,000 troops, and she just rushed in on 10,000 Romans, and they slaughtered her.
You got dog problems again there, Red Pill. So
I'm sorry about that.
It's okay, I know. Anyway,
what I'll try and do is I've got the headphones in. I'll try and get a mic so you don't have to hear that crap.
Yeah, it's a little disconcerting. Anyway, so you don't want to rush into it. So if there's going to be action, and this is just a distraction and misdirection, then you don't want to, do something that puts you in jeopardy for the real thing. Now, if this is the real thing, then you don't want to put yourself in jeopardy. But if this is just a deflection, a misdirection from the real thing, then until you know what that is, you might run into it as opposed to run away from it, as I said.
Treat every simulation as the real thing just to be safe.
What's that? One more time?
He said treat every simulation as if it were the real thing, just to be safe. But isn't that the exact behavior that they would be counting on if they're trying to distract people?
True, but I just mean on a... What the hell is that?
Oh my god, red pill suppository. I'm gonna put my finger in your butthole if you don't get it to stop.
No, I muted him. Didn't I mute him for everyone?
No, you didn't. You muted him for you.
Oh, I see.
It's feeding time for them in the morning, so I'll go and sort them out, and I'll come back.
Yeah. Okay. Okay then.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, no problem, man. Sounds like a bunch of women fighting over a handbag in there.
Oh, those are my resources.
Or just one woman that isn't happy.
Oh yeah, that's how women sound when they fight over resources.
Okay, so I think I put him on a universal mute now. How's that,
yeah,
man?
now you did. Yeah.
Now I did.
That
Okay,
works.
sorry. Yeah.
I was saying, what I was saying earlier is, yeah, sometimes it helps to just treat every simulation like the real thing. I don't mean like panic and get crazy. I just mean every time a situation like this happens, I make sure that, okay, did I prep? Cool. Am I fully stocked up? I just don't take chances with shit.
That's
anymore.
right. That's right. No, you got to treat it like the real thing in case it is. Now, if it is a simulation, then it's Event 201 that just happened, either purposefully or accidentally or coincidentally. But Event 201 was the simulation, and it just didn't stop. It seemed to take on a life of its own. And so,
Well, then in that notion, then I would revise my previous statement to then be, given the times and given the event, given the scope of the situation, in what ways could we use this to our advantage?
okay, if it's just the simulation that somehow made it into reality by some 12 monkeys guy releasing a virus just to see what'll happen, then go out and make some money. Definitely now's the time where you can charge a premium price if you're willing to take a risk that's not really a risk. I don't see this as being a great risk. It's no more deadly for a young man than the flu is. And so it doesn't look like it's killing people. So now's the time to go out if you can and get one of those essential jobs, get some hazard pay. You know, that would be an individual action. You know, take reasonable precautions. Something like that.
Maybe just do what I do. I mean, I didn't lose too many of my regulars. I mean, it's just awkward, you know, preparing these little damn loot boxes for fucking people because when they call me up, yeah, Black Wolf, I like a semi-automatic lettuce and a automatic cabbage. I'm like, okay, what do you want? The freaking carrots in there too? Yeah, the carrots.
Yeah. So yeah, start a delivery service. You know, if you want to start a business or something like that. And
now's the time.
Now's the time. Now the disconnect between the paper price of gold and physical gold is starting to move. It's not there yet, but if you can't buy, can anyone buy physical gold still?
I don't know about that. I ain't check on that.
So,
I'm actually not a big fan of gold because it has too much value.
Right.
Now, I'd more than willing to use silver coinage, which would work good in a post-collapse economy.
Right.
But gold is just you can't get the value from it afterwards.
Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. That's a good thing. So, in terms of silver, can you still buy physical silver then? Because I agree with what you said.
I'd want to turn the silver into bullets if it was me. Like, damn, it might be a hell of a lot better.
Vampires and zombies, it might be.
Yeah. Yep.
But this is just a question that, you know, is there an ability to get physical gold over there? Because I heard, you know, in terms of like higher value bars and stuff, it's hard.
See, so I'm not sure about gold, but I will tie this back to a previous question. We're talking about currency, and earlier I was talking about career or business prospects.
Yeah.
What I think would be a very good way to have a business and to ultimately have currency is to enslave some hoes.
Believe me, man, I've tried it, and it's just like fucking PETA got on me. They said you can't use, like, you know, fat cows, you know, women as fat cows provide milk to the nation. I said, but think of the children, you know, they need milk to their children.
Think of the children. Holy
everyone's
Jesus.
going to be like, it's a town full of dudes. We need a way to, you know, to relax. And you're like, yeah, well, I got like 10 bitches chained up back home. You know, what do you got to trade?
Jesus.
And the great part about it is you got fucking options. You want, you know, pasteurized and homogenized, you know, freaking vegan milk. You got options. You get freaking, oh yeah, the anorexic bitch over, that's skim milk over there. So we have options when it comes to milk.
Holy shit.
Well, that's another thing too, because instead of just having whores, you can also have them be birth moms. You can have them to be wet nurses, and you can do a variety of services with slave labor.
And it doesn't have to be slave labor. You can pay them, right? You can pay them.
You can, but
there you go.
I mean, honestly, if you're keeping them alive, you're paying them enough.
Oh, see, they may be working for subsistence. Okay, that's probably what everyone's going to be doing soon. No, mayhem. That's not going to be an option. It's just not an option.
Not in the near future, but trust me, it'll be a thing.
Oh, people are going to do it. There's no question. It's going to happen, but this is not a good business to get into.
Mayhem, to be fair, I pay my whores at least half a sandwich per hour.
Hey, half a sandwich. You're getting me hungry
The
now.
food
Hey, that's
alone.
fair. That's fair, man. That's fair.
I mean, it's pretty messed up, but like women just aren't gonna stop until people start issuing fucking shock collars and shit for them. It's gonna fucking happen. They're gonna have a fucking radius. Yep, that's the escape radius. Why is she tied up, sir? Well, because she can't be trusted. That's why.
Okay, we got a comment here by Mgtow Smurf trying to answer my question. I think this answers it. That's the way to find out. Excellent, Mgtow Smurf. So,
Silver price is low, but buying it on eBay now is expensive. Of course it is.
well, see, that means the price is high. So this is the disconnect, the disjoint between, or the decoupling, they call it, between the paper silver price and the physical silver price. The physical silver is what you buy on eBay. So how much is it per an ounce on eBay now, Mgtow Smurf? If you wouldn't mind checking, or if you can, or anyone. What's the price for an ounce on eBay now? Because that's the real price. Because no one's going to sell it for less than you sell it for on eBay. So
Yeah, it's always going to be the contrast between demand and what's the word?
Supply and demand.
Supply. There we go.
Yeah, supply and demand. And the paper silver is just paper. It's a piece of paper. There's no silver behind it, or doesn't have to be. But on eBay, you buy a silver coin, and that's what it is. You got something that if you break it in half, you still got silver. If you rip that piece of paper in half, you don't have anything.
Okay, on a site called silverprice.com,
Yeah,
the spot price is $14.02.
that's for paper.
Now that's just for like a paper certificate.
Right, paper certificate. So what is it for the physical stuff on eBay? And then we find how far the decoupling is. Once that gets big enough, then there's going to be panic, because then the system breaks down. The paper gold monster box is silver. Holy shit! Get out of here. How much is that an ounce? Let me grab my calculator here. I'm going to do some math.
Okay,
here.
from another site called silver.com, they're listing the physical silver price at $14.13.
Oh, that's nothing. That's 24. Mgtow Smurf put up $24 an ounce. So that's it. 24 an ounce. Bob, you're here. You can answer this question, probably, as well as Mgtow Smurf did. What's the price of physical silver? Yeah, Monster Box is 500 ounces. For $12,000, that works out for me to be $24 an ounce. That's U.S., right? Mgtow Smurf, that's U.S. U.S. dollars. Yeah, paper, silver, and something else. That's right. I think like a candelabra or something like that is like physical. So physical would be a coin or a bar, and then something else would be maybe jewelry or a candelabra or silver spoons. Anyway, I'm getting 24, so the disconnect is almost 100%. We've decoupled. I'm going to say, yeah, 24 an ounce, Mgtow Smurf. Good. I'm going to declare a decoupling between the paper silver and physical silver. Yeah, on the street, a maple leaf is $30, so that's roughly 24 US, 26 US. So, yeah, they've decoupled. That's an indication of people move to physical gold and physical silver for safety. Whoops. There, I'll unmute Red Pill. Sorry about that. I've unmuted you now.
Okay, thanks, man.
Yes, sorry about
From
that.
another site
Yeah.
called Money Metals Exchange.
Okay.
They're showing 1 ounce silver dollars as low as 23.
Well, that's 24 right there. So 23, 24. That's where it is today. Keep your eye on that, because that's the indicator. When silver starts going up higher, it means the situation's getting worse and worse and worse. The higher it goes, the worse it gets. I've heard people, talk about, hundreds of dollars an ounce for silver when Teotihuacan comes, right? So, yeah, the COMEX is bullshit.
Sorry, the problem I have with buying like gold and silver, especially here in China, is that the government track what you're buying. And if a crash comes, you can't eat gold and silver.
I don't get that though. How could you live in a nation with a government who's so far deep into your pockets, into your wallet, into your brain,
I know.
and not revolt, man? I don't get it.
Well,
I don't know how
he's
to
a
be-
foreigner to China. He's an expat, so he's just there as a visitor long term, and so, but ultimately you can buy it from someone else, right?
Yeah, you could technically do that, but usually the government, or they've got their fingers into it.
Yeah,
And yeah, it is. It is kind of. Well, what happens in America a couple of times? You buy the gold, and then the government steals the gold back from you.
yeah. Well, you don't want the government to know. So, this is part of Mgtow Ghost Level 4, that you remain hidden from the Leviathan. So Bob the Monk is saying here he was contacted by this bullion dealer to see if he wanted to sell some of his maples back to them so they could sell them. My God. That tells you that the supply for sale is drying up. And so now is the time to buy, I would say. There seems to be demand. So if you can buy some.
To be honest, I would buy corned beef. That's what I.
Oh yeah, no. You want to have a diversified portfolio. There's no way I'm going to say put 100% or even any large percent in any singular asset. But you want flexibility in all of this. You want maneuverability. So
yeah.
And savings disappears.
You guys are.
It's a hedge against hyperinflation. So that's all you're not planning on selling it. You're only planning on having it while the currency hyperinflates. And as the currency hyperinflates, the value of these precious metals goes up. And as the currency stabilizes, it comes back down. And you are even. Your asset value is even across this. So that at any point, you can basically remain as liquid as you are now. That's the function of the precious metals. So
yes, that's very true.
Yeah.
I saw an article a while back. That guy did a comparison. It was a span of about 30 years, I think.
Yep.
And it turns out that the same amount of physical gold would buy a comparable vehicle then and now.
Yeah. Yeah, it holds its value, but in times of extreme inflation, hyperinflation, and extreme uncertainty, it balances out all the volatility and negative.
Could I just make a little comment here?
Sure.
There's still to this day finding, after 2,000 years, gold that people and silver that people stashed when the Roman Empire failed in the UK.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I remember digging up some coins recently from back then.
Yeah. So I'm just saying that for me personally, I'm buying food. That's what I'm buying.
Yep. No, that's a smart thing to do. No question. We have a question here. We have who's all in the hangout? Well, we've got me, Mr. Mayhem's in and out, Red Pill Suppository from Guangzhou, and Sifu Black Irish from Idaho in the United States. Do you have a YouTube handle, Sifu, that's different than this?
Yes. On YouTube, I'm known as New Era Mgtow Monk.
There we are. So, And, things are calm now in Idaho, which is good news. It's good news you're out there. It's good news you're safe. And, you're with people you know, and that's good news. So, food, guns, bullets, and precious metal. There we are. This is what we need.
I wish I could buy a gun.
Well, you can't.
I wish I could buy a gun. I know.
Yeah,
Well,
well.
you could always make your own. Get
Yeah.
a 3D printer, bro.
Aha, yeah, 3D printer.
Yeah, that's a funny idea. Yeah, but it's true. Yeah, 3D printer.
But you couldn't buy enough bullets in Guangzhou to defend yourself. No shit.
No.
No.
Yeah, and you can use a 3D printer to produce firearms.
Yeah, that's it.
What about the ammo?
No.
I don't have an answer for that one, but as soon as I have it, I'll get back to you.
Thank you. Because I need some.
Well, Guangzhou's not that big. It's only 13
Not
million,
that big.
13 million people.
No, it's tiny.
I think I confuse it with Guangdong.
That's the whole province. It's like the whole state.
Yeah, now Guangdong.
Do you speak Chinese, Woodpill?
Boy.
Yeah, Guangdong
guessing
is
so,
113 million. Yeah, you can't get enough
Spoiler.
bullets
Spoiler.
to do that.
Yeah.
You speak Cantonese?
EDNDN.
Man.
No, my wife does though.
Yeah, well, I was in Hong Kong for a year. I only learned one fucking thing, was hold on while I get someone who speaks Cantonese. That's the only thing I fucking learned. My God, hard language. I tried a number of times.
Is, obviously, I smoke ciggies, so obviously I know how to order ciggies, I know how to order beer, I know how to order milk, I know how to, so I just keep it to the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Because they talk too fast.
Holy shit. No, it's a tough language. There's either 11 or 13 tones. Up, down, sideways. Jesus, it's hard.
Yeah.
Yo, Red Pill, I think I got an answer for your ammo problem.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go for it.
All right, here's the deal. If you get me a sex doll with the case and everything, I will take the sex doll out and I'll pack the case full of ammo and send it to you.
Ah, there we go. Send the sex doll back.
Right, here's a deal for you. My wife has got contacts for masks and hand sanitizers and stuff like that. So email me, man.
Ah, there we go.
We can get that.
Now we just need a third party that really that shit, and then we can make the deal happen.
Yeah. My email is sjmaxwellwatts.
Well, you can put
hotmail.com.
You can type that into the Discord somewhere. Just put it wherever you like in the Discord, and just tell somebody.
Okay. I'm serious.
Yeah, Red Pill Suppository. Look at I think it's coronavirus documents. Put your email address in there. Coronavirus documents.
Okay, I'll try and find it. I'm an old fucker.
It's under the category of text channels, and it's like the second one from the bottom.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, the one that's gone woohoo fever. That one. I got bat soup. Is it that one I've got to put it in? You cut out a bit there for me, man. I'm serious. We can make deals.
That works for me, man. Hey, I'm open to making deals. So in the text channel, corona-virus-documents, go all the way down to the bottom, and I typed your email.
Okay, have you got a pen? If you got a pen, it'd make it a lot easier for me.
Well,
I'm an old guy.
I just want you to verify that I spelled it right.
It's sjmaxwellwatts@yahoo.com.
Right. So that's MAXWELLW.
Let's start there. Let's go. It's S for sugar.
Uh-huh.
J for jam. Maxwell
M
Watts.
for micro, A for alpha, X for X-ray, W for whiskey, E for echo.
My God, you're too much above me there.
Really? Come on, man.
Okay.
It's just Echo. What's L? I
Right,
forget L. Is it double L on Maxwell? 2 L's or 1?
Wells.
2 L's.
Okay, and then WA2T.
Yeah, okay, guys, go to my channel, and I'll post it up on my channel.
Yeah, there you go. Go to his channel.
Honestly, Discord blows my mind. Discord blows my mind because it's something new to me, and I don't know.
Yeah, well, just drop in
It
and
took
get
me
used
long
to
enough
it.
to-
You can come in any time when nobody's here and just look around and see how it is. Just spend 5-10 minutes and you get the hang of it pretty fast. It's not that complex. Not if you're just visiting.
But no, I'm serious. If you can get me some guns and some ammo,
It's
I'd
at
really
Yahoo.
appreciate it.
It's at Yahoo, Mr. Mayhem. And remember that all transactions have to be legal and moral. So as long as
I'm not really considered. I'm not like.
well,
concerned about
Mr.
that.
Mayhem, all transactions have to be legal in the jurisdictions where they're undertaken. Okay?
If you say so.
Excellent. Good. That's it. That's all we need to know. We're just suggesting
Everything's going to be legal.
we have a conversation between two Americans and mail order ammo
Well, I am
from
an
cheaper than
American.
dirt. Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. We got two Americans who are talking about this. I'm Canadian. We can talk about it too. It happens in Canada. So
Okay.
anyway,
Well,
yeah,
I'll
Mgtow
stick
Smurf.
my email down here.
Yeah, so from 3 months ago it was 8,600. Now it's at 12,000. So, should have bought it back then. Yeah. And,
Yeah. Hindsight's a great thing.
hindsight is a great thing. You just need enough to get through. You don't need to look at making a fortune. Although if you do, that's fine too. So this is part of what it is, Mr. Mayhem, that you want to construct a diversified portfolio so that you can ride it out. I don't believe you should seek to make a fortune, but you shouldn't organize things such that you won't. So maybe try to do it, but if you put all your eggs in one basket, the risk is too high. The reward might be high, but the danger is high too. So you determine your risk appetite.
Can you add me? Sorry, can you add me as a friend? That might help me to get the.
What do you mean? Who add you as a friend?
Thanks, man. Mr. Mayhem.
Oh yeah. Add him as a friend. There you go. That looks right, Mayhem. I think.
I'm sorry for being a dumbass.
It's okay. You're an old guy. I'm used to it.
Oh, fuck off, Mayhem. Jesus. I know. Listen, I'm older than suppository there, so. But I pride
Hey,
myself
man,
on being.
I've felt like an old guy for 10 years. I'm all right.
Yeah, you're young. That's good.
I'm about to turn 54. How old are you?
33.
56.
Yeah, it sucks. There's no other word to say it. I want to be 35 again.
I don't.
I'm 64, and I constantly surprise people because I'm disgustingly healthy.
Excellent.
Yeah, I am. With my 2 packs of cigarettes a day, everybody expects me to be dead, and it's like, no, still alive. 40 years. I started smoking at 10.
Yeah.
Me too, but it was marijuana, not cigarettes.
I know, but the thing is with marijuana, I've got a great story. I'm gonna try and make a video of it because I'm lousy at editing and stuff like that. But I got all the plants, all the seeds, all come to China because it's legal to grow it, but not legal to smoke it. And just when everything's ready to harvest, I fell over into a fish pond and broke my arm so bad I might have lost it. So my wife had to harvest it. A disaster. But no, the funny story is I learned, took the time how to, mix it with alcohol and then evaporate it and all that sort of kind of stuff. Had it all stored in the freezer. And then we moved to a new apartment and my wife threw it all out. She didn't know what it was. She didn't ask me what it was. So
She was
all
like,
those
I don't
months.
want to eat this shit. It's going out. Oh.
So that's like a fruit baby. Can you quieten the dogs, please? Because I'm going to get blocked otherwise.
Yep. I just read that, Bob.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. Bob just put a link up that,
Yeah,
the helicopter money is not going to men who owe child support. Yeah. There we go. There we go. We know what it is. Yeah. No.
Yeah, so anyway, that's my disastrous marijuana journey.
Well, then I'll give you
Still
mine
got-
in juxtaposition then. I've been smoking weed since I was 10. When I was 16, I fell in with some friends who smoked cigarettes, and that was the thing they did. They hung out, talked, and smoked cigarettes. So I started smoking with them. 2 weeks into this shit, I couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
I had to stop running because I would start coughing every time I moved quicker than, every time my heartbeat escalated and I had to breathe harder,
Yep.
I would just choke the fuck out. So after 2 weeks of smoking cigarettes, I felt like I was dying. But I've been smoking weed since I was 10, and I've never had an issue with it.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's a common thing. Smoking weed doesn't really do what to the lungs what smoking tobacco does.
No, but I can't. I find that unbelievable when I've been smoking for 40 years and I'm fine. And I've got a gruff voice, but I've always had that.
Well, maybe you adapt to it, because especially since it's what you've been doing for a long time. But when I went from smoking weed to smoking cigarettes, I felt all this shit clinging to my lungs. I felt heavier.
Yeah.
I felt
Oh,
like I
yeah.
couldn't
Yeah.
breathe.
Yep. No, everyone's going to
Yeah.
react different, and you can do it without and have no problems, and you can do it and have problems, and everyone's different.
What I find with marijuana is it expands my mind, where alcohol calms me down. That's the only problem I've got with marijuana. It's a nice experience, but it's opening my mind at a time that I want to close my mind down. Stop thinking about shit. That's the problem I have with marijuana.
Yeah, no, it's an expander, definitely.
Yeah.
And that's funny. My issue is just the opposite. I gain a lot of body awareness when I smoke.
Yeah.
So I actually experimented last year. I made sure to puff up before I started my exercise program.
Oh.
And I was so aware.
Exercising is so dope.
Yes. And I actually made spinal adjustments in the middle of exercising, just barely adjusting my posture.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, body stone. Yeah, my God. That's great. Those were the days.
And red pill, there are so many different strains and hybrids out. You just got to find one that works for you. Now, for me, an indica is what gives me a body high.
Indica.
And so that's what I stick to.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
I've got. Here's the thing, right? People think about China security and stuff like that. I've got so many different seeds, you wouldn't believe. Like the CBD high strains and all. I've got them all. So I've got to experiment, I guess.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, see, you've got your post-collapse career all set. You can be the herbalist.
Yeah, the herbalist in China. Yeah, Western herbalist in China.
Oh,
There'll be a market for that.
Well, my sensei who teaches me martial arts is also a traditional medicine guy. He's the guy that saved my arm. So yeah, I do have those kind of connections here that to sort me out that way. Growing marijuana? No, I'd love to be in America. Somebody could come and say, you need to do this, you need to do that. I was lousy at it. I had good lighting and things. Well, let somebody else speak. I'm going to go and get myself a drink. You hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
You're good. You're doing good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to go quick. I'm going to quickly have a quick pee and get a drink. Okay, I'll be
Well,
right
yeah,
back.
that's too much information.
I'm just having a pee.
You're gonna leave us out any bit of information?
Yeah,
I didn't say I was going to take a shit. I just said
Well,
I was going to have a
definitely,
pee
you
and get
know.
a drink.
Yeah.
That's not too much information.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Be back in a few.
Yeah. No, it's different in every part of the world now. Things are changing for the good and for the bad, and now we get the shit hits the fan, and it's looking worse and worse. They're going to push this narrative to its conclusion, which is bodies on the street, and they're not going to get it from the illness, so they got to get it some way so that people will remember this as a time when the bodies happened, and the government was the savior, and the medical industry was the savior, and that the truth of whatever in the hell happened at the beginning is hidden.
Absolutely. And government always has a vested interest in appearing to be totally in control. They're going to be like Baghdad Bob right till they drive the bus off the cliff.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. Totally in command while the friggin' troops are surrounding the city. Yeah.
But see, that's why I even ask the questions that I ask. Because when it comes down to it, really I keep asking a question about the same thing. And that is the sense of morality we have now. If you take a look, if you step back and say, okay, concerning freedom and the ability to empower myself in my own life, accepting that, taking that head on, and being responsible for your life in that way, ultimately makes you an outcast or an outlaw to people who dare control you.
Yes, and that's because freedom has been such a foreign concept to most of the world.
I love being an American, fighting for my freedom, making sure I stay free, caring for my family, my community. That's to me what being an American is about. I'm not giving that up.
Well, you're being put under stress because I heard that the mayor of Washington D.C. is going to put you in jail for 90 days for leaving your home.
Well, I'll consider it a 3-month break.
Yeah, well, don't I would say that there's no benefit in doing that. So, I would say that.
But if I have to, I have to.
Well, you get yourself a job which is essential, then you can come and go, right? If you got yourself an essential job, they'll have to give you a pass, and then you're all set. So double up, get a second job, take advantage of this. If you're a young man, you've got no real issue. So
let's jump ahead a little bit in the narrative. Let's say someone waves the magic wand and they say, okay, we've got the cure right here. Just line up at the federal building and get your shot and everything will be okay. How much you want to bet?
I'm going to wait a month and see what happens.
Yeah, how much you want to bet we get the chip along with the shot?
Yep. Big money.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
People still hear me?
Yeah, I bet big. Yeah, you're back in. Yeah, you're back in.
Yeah, we hear you.
So, yeah, no, that's it.
Okay,
They'll put the chip in. This is maybe a way to get nano in. But I think the COVID-19 virus anyway is nano itself. It may be a nano carrier upon which other people can insert the nano and then get it to people. You hear what I'm saying? So,
well, that's deep.
Yeah. Well, they use viruses to carry things into cells now. So this is nothing that they don't have experience with. But now it's global. It's everyone can be, inhaling this virus. So I think this was an experiment in something very bizarre, and they don't want to let that out.
So you're talking something like a binary poison, like bleach and ammonia are mildly hazardous separately, but poisonous together.
Oh yeah, no, they could do something like that. You know,
No, I think you're
piggyback
talking
one
about the
thing,
virus.
piggyback one thing onto one virus, and then send it out, and piggyback something else onto another virus, send it out, gets into everyone, they combine inside the body, and then something happens. Sure. No, I don't know where this could end, but this is part of, a mass um, delivery system for nanotechnology or biotechnology. I think that's what has them so scared now.
Our Mgtow values, you just put layer cakes onto my worries.
Sorry about that. Yeah, well,
You just, I lie in bed worrying about these things, and then you just made that like 3 times worse.
well, you
He's like,
see,
yeah, you know that worry you had before? Let's multiply that shit.
well, if you've read about goo, right, black goo and white goo and red goo, well,
Yes.
this is up
Sorry.
there. This is
Sorry,
up there.
yeah.
This is associated with
Oh,
that.
fuck.
What's happening now is, I think, associated with that. And that's what terrifies them, and that's why they're taking such extreme action. Because something is under the surface that we don't know. Something bad.
Black goo, man. That is scary shit.
Yeah, that is scary
Sorry
shit.
for swearing.
No, it's okay.
I apologize.
No, you can swear if it's the scariest thing in the world, and black goo, I think, is the scariest thing in the world. And
Yeah.
too scary even to read about.
Yeah, I heard about that about
This
like
has
15
me
years ago.
Oh, go ahead, please.
Holy shit, Bob the Monk. Police are blocking bridges between Ottawa and Quebec? What? What? You can't put up boundaries between provinces, can you? Jesus.
Sure as fuck can. Why wouldn't you be able to?
Holy shit. Nova Scotia, we only got 10 miles connecting it with New Brunswick. That's pretty easy to put up a wall, build a wall between Nova Scotia and New Brunswick. This is nuts.
Which is the funniest thing. It's the funniest thing. I think that's, it's the funniest coincidence, I think, to have seen come out of recent political squabbles. How racist Trump was for wanting to build the wall, which is like an essential security feature.
Yeah.
And after he's so racist, he's so bad, Russian collusion. And then it's like, okay, well, now there is a world-killing, potentially epidemic outbreak that is spreading throughout people like fucking. I don't even know what to compare it to. And now they're like, okay, well, why didn't he do anything sooner? It's like, what? What? You have a memory of a fish? You don't know that you were just a week ago you were talking shit about the person who was trying to do something about the security concerns, and now you're talking like it's just. Ugh. And that's the thing, though, too, is I'm not even necessarily a Trump supporter, but the Democratic side of American politics is like doing everything possible to make a normal white man just poisoned, not just poison in society, but poison themselves. And it's just like, how do you expect anything to get better if you're willing to throw away everything that made America America? If you're trying to make men weak and valueless, what do you expect to be the outcome? It's just reality, man. Reality.
I'm sorry, my dogs are barking again. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. I don't know. I think that's just like the face, really.
My view on it as a white guy is I thought that I was going to sneak through my life with no great wars and no this, that, and the other. And I can't believe that I was born just at the start of this nightmare. And I've suffered with it. You know, I'm a 50-year-old guy. I've got no kids, nothing. You know, I just see what they're doing to you know, to Europe. Well, let's just call it the West, and it sickens me. These people are parasites.
I mean, wasn't it the case that just generations ago we were fighting communism, and now we have a whole branch of our government supporting communism?
Yeah, absolutely.
We have a whole branch of our
Any
government willing to fucking devalue, criminalize,
sorry, can you
demonize
hear me? Sorry,
a
can you
whole
hear me?
half of our population. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, okay. Yeah. I can't believe how the West has dissolved this much. It boggles my mind. It's all communism. That's all it is. And they don't understand, these idiots don't understand that communism doesn't work, but they keep pushing for it.
And that's
Let's take a guy. Let's take
Sorry,
a guy
go
that's a
ahead.
multi-millionaire, right? Let's take a guy who's a multi-millionaire and he employs like, you know, 2,000 people in his factories. Yeah, it's a great idea to rob him of all his money and give everybody $1. That's a great idea. That's communism for you.
All right, so now I'm gonna follow up on that. So here's the thing, right? Like, from a logical point of view, I can see why we had the resistance back in the old days against communism. Men were looking at the outcome of what it would be and saying, you know what, I'm not willing to give up my freedom, my family. I'm not willing to give all the shit up so that I can make the government happy, so I can then take what they're willing to give me. I can see the logic in that, and them saying, okay, you know, we're gonna fight it. You look at the logic of today, which is barely logic, and it's, well, all these people that white men brought to the country, all those people are minorities, they're oppressed. All of the people that aren't men are also oppressed. The only bad guy that's allowed to be a bad guy is white men. So, with that understanding, it's like, okay, so you're oppressed by your husband. Treat him like shit, get a divorce, get alimony. The utilization of the American male has led to the degradation of our politics, because there's no longer a call for strong men, because that's not what's needed.
But here's the MO, and I see it. It's like, well, 80% of women, they ride the CC for like 12 years until they hit the wall.
And that would be the
Then they
cock
marry.
carousel, folks.
Yeah. And then they marry a simp, pump out a few kids, and then they'll divorce him.
Mm-hmm.
They all do it, man. Right, my ex, I suppose you call it my ex daughter-in-law, if you want to put it that way. Really pretty girl. All she does now is just travel the world, stay with guys. And I look at her now, and within 10 years, she's got like lines and stuff around her neck that I only got at 50. It's like these women just don't understand that they're heading for disaster. I don't know. I know I'm married, but I've got reasons for that. But can't you feel sympathy for these people that have got this hypergamy and they can't stop? It's like a I call it the Terminator. The next guy, the next guy, the next guy. Do you understand that? It's like in the old days, women, if you know, like say, let's go back 300 years, they would marry a guy and he would be their, you know, their source of income and put a roof over their head and stuff like that. And they don't generally screw around with it. Now we're just giving them carte blanche to do what the fuck they like. still online. I don't know any feedback.
Oh yeah, no, you're doing good. You're doing good. We're just I'm typing in the chat.
It's not that, man. I'm in China and I'm on VPN, so I always worry that you guys can't hear me.
Oh yeah, no, you're doing good. You're doing good. Yeah, no, we're in.
Do you want
Hey, Red Pill.
Yeah.
I actually feel in a small way. I actually feel sorry for women in a small way. I do, because they're trapped in that hypergamy and they can't stop themselves.
No, they can't. They're victims as much as anyone else. More than men. Men are casualties. They're victims. You know, they don't even know what's going on. They were told lies, and they took it as promises.
And I have to admit, after I got through my own red pill rage, I used to feel sorry for women, but now I feel.
No one can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
The last guy that was talking, he dropped.
Yeah, you dropped out there. You dropped out, Sifu. Just before you feel, but now I feel, and then you dropped out.
Yeah. Joy.
That was me. I said when I was in the rage, I hated women, and then afterwards I felt sorry for them, and now I feel nothing.
Yeah.
I could care less.
Yeah.
I mean, no disease peace league is going to tempt me into bringing any woman into my man cave.
Yeah.
The only female figure.
I got an idea.
The only female figure that will ever be in my man cave is my sister and my waifu.
Yeah.
I've got a wife with two heads. I've got two separate heads. So yeah.
Holy shit.
And see that's the thing too when we talk about the victims of all this.
To move around though, man. They're so heavy to move around.
Okay, hold on. What are you saying, Mayhem?
I was just saying, in linkage to this, women are victims of this as well. But anyone who has ever had a relationship with a woman knows what a woman is. Yes. The fact that they're going through with this, the fact that they are participating in it, even though they are also negatively affected by it, they are not free of blame.
Yeah, no.
They have choices to make, and they make them.
Yeah. They're not absolved from the decisions they make. They're not children, total children, and absolved of the responsibility. No, but you feel sorry that they're given this power and they just have no ability to stop themselves from it. And yet, they're being...
really, I feel
they're
no
only children in court.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel no sympathy for them. I feel bad for the weak men who let them have power. I feel bad for the men who are being dealt negatively with their consequences of power.
I know, but it was incremental. Back then, you didn't think that this was going to happen, or a lot of men didn't. Some men did, obviously.
We didn't, did we? No.
We
couldn't see the shitstorm coming.
This came out. This arose out of Jean-Jacques Rousseau, that all humans are created equal. He said all men, and then it went to all humans because presumably we all have similar reasoning capacities, and women at times do. They reason just as fully as men, but we're not all the same. But this was a logical tautology that was developed under liberalism in the 1700s, and then it just pushed forward, and it continued through the 1848 Seneca Falls meeting, and that was the beginning of official feminism based upon this logical tautology. And so they took an abstraction and they brought it into reality, and this is the construction of the paranoid hallucination that we're in, that women can actually control themselves given this massive power. And they can't.
They obviously can't. They can't. No way.
No. They have smaller brains, and at times they can make sense, but they don't do it. And some are quite smart. There's no question. Some are quite smart, and just like men, there's a range.
No, but the thing, right. I want to make a point on that, right? is that like with what's her name? If you know Paul Elam and he's always talking to that woman, it's like, yeah, you're for men's rights, but the minute you marry a guy, it's business as normal.
Yep, that's right.
She'll give that guy, she'll give the guy the same shit that every other woman does.
Yep. No, it doesn't.
That's exactly it.
Yep.
It's the thing that the feminists refuse to even talk about. The fact that any woman can pull the trigger on any man at any time.
And they don't know it.
Yeah.
They don't know whether they will this year, next year,
No,
ever. They don't know themselves.
I had a friend when I was living back in Waco, and he recently got married, and I desperately wanted to tell him not to get married, but what could I do? I had to put on a happy face and say, "Oh yeah, good luck. Oh yeah, great." And it's like, you're going to get fucked over.
Did he get fucked over?
You didn't even try to red pill him?
He had lots of conversations, but no, he still went ahead and got married.
And did he get fucked over?
Not yet. He's only been married, like, if I look at
That
my
is the
watch,
correct
he's only
answer.
been married.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No,
It's 10
not
years,
yet.
right? 10 years.
Yeah. But yeah,
Just wait till
the
she's not
clock
happy.
is, yeah, the clock is ticking. I'm not happy. Now you have to pay for everything, you bastard.
Yeah. So,
Yeah. I tried gently, but I failed.
yeah, well, this is it. He's got 10 years. Probably, 80% of them are going to fail. Then of what's remaining, another 80% over the next 20 years.
Yeah.
And then you're probably in the clear with
The
about
stat.
5% out at the end.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
The stats prove it.
Yeah.
Right. I'll just briefly explain why I'm married, right? I was suicidal back in 2013, and my wife here threw me a lifeline to come out and teach, and we started some businesses together and stuff like that. So that's why I'm still married, because we've got businesses together, we've got work to do. It's not, and she understands. She doesn't believe in love. It's a bond. That's it. And I know that she's just mine for, I'm just in my moment.
Yeah.
If another guy came along in 30 seconds, I'd be down the fucking road.
Yeah, well, you got to punch up your value so you don't get thrown out of the country if she's your ticket into the country. So.
Yeah, that gets me my visa.
Yeah, it gets you your visa, and
so
you're not in the West.
I'm sorry, guys. If I come across as a bit of a Mgtow traitor, I'm just trying to explain why I'm married and why I'm staying married.
You don't have to. You don't have to explain. A lot of men will get it, and some men just will not. They don't understand that some places in the world are just not like the West.
My wife went to England, which was great for me because I could get my father's ring. As I said, my father's dead. But my reward for doing that, she had to buy me a waifu, so I got a waifu out of her. Is anybody talking?
There we are.
Or?
Yeah, I just adjusted my screen. There. Not all people are in the West.
Okay, so
there, that's where I am. If you want to look at the screen, I've shown this a couple of times now.
Oh, are you okay?
There we are.
You're in Asia somewhere, aren't you?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. There we are. Woohoo. Anyway, there we are. Rice paddy, coconut palms, banana trees. There's a little road there.
I'm right there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice place to be.
I'm a carnivore. I'm still a sucker for the old coconut.
There's nobody pressuring me generally. Although, things could change. I'm not recommending people do it. Do not think what I did you can do. No way. I did it 20 years ago. Yeah, that's right. Bomb, that's outside. That's not my land, but I got similar land behind me in the other direction. And So this is fine. This is looking down at the ocean. So I'm technically outside right now.
I can't do that anymore because Hong Kong won't let me in.
Anyway, that's fun. It's a beautiful day today, and it's lovely to be alive. I think we got to remember that.
I'm gonna try and reconnect because I'm.
I think he cut himself off. Anyway, yeah, Bob, what the hell are you gonna do? They closed the border between friggin' Ontario and Quebec. I don't think they did this at the worst of it. You know, back when it was Upper Canada and Lower Canada. Holy shit! I can't quite fathom this. Pretty soon, you know, you're not going to be able to travel between Alberta and British Columbia. What in the fuck? What? You know, this is nuts. Oh, for God's sakes, Red Pill.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta,
dropped out and there's rebroadcast.
I know. I'm gonna mute you. There's too much noise coming in there. Oh, it's better now. There you go.
Okay, good job. Anyway, what were you guys saying? What's the conversation?
Well, I was just Mayhem. Your green light's coming on, but I can't hear you. What are you saying?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. I just muted Red Pill again. Sorry, Red Pill. Too much noise coming in. So what do you think? What do you think about my theory that somebody designed a virus that will get into every human just to see if it can be done? It got out, and that has terrified everyone.
Well, it's definitely doable,
I think so.
but I don't think that's what is actually happening.
No, maybe not. I'm just throwing it out there. I have minimal.
I think what is happening is
yeah.
this is being used as a fear tactic to get people more sucking at the teat of government for what's about to come. They're going to need people more subservient and reliant upon them.
Yeah. Yeah, there might be a bigger agenda. Yeah, do you know about the Black Triangle? Mayhem? I think we lost him. His green light came on, but he said, I didn't hear anything. He's gone. Anyway, I don't know whether it has a metaphysical reason that we're worried about, how the universe came to be, and whether this has a relationship with the journey of humans to reach the very outer limits of our space. And,
That's an interesting question.
yeah. Apparently we're not alone. We're not the only sentient creature in this space, interacting in the space that we share. And so...
Have I shared with you before my theory on time?
Oh, yeah? No. And then there's silence. What's your theory on time?
You're breaking up.
Am I breaking up?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay. So have I told you about my theory of time?
No, let's hear it.
Okay. So you know how like in movies where there's time travel, Back to the Future, for instance.
Yeah.
Is the current time, and then if they go travel back in time, they create a new time path, and it changes the future, right?
Right.
The way they kind of explain it as there's parallel timelines based on what happens.
Right.
But the way I look at it is more like a VHS tape. If you record a basketball game, you can rewind it and you can play it again, and it'll always be the same game. But if while you're watching it, if you're recording it while you're watching it, and while you're watching it you change the channel, always be recorded with those channel changes as well. So no matter what you do between starting the recording and stopping the recording, it's always going to be that, and it will never be different because it's recording what happened not what you were intending to happen.
Right.
How I see time is, no matter what, it's going to be what it is. Instead of worrying about time itself, instead worrying about the time that you have.
And you dropped out again. Yeah.
Really can affect.
Yeah, I think you broke up there. You broke up there. Instead about worrying about time itself, and then you dropped out.
Sure, instead of worrying about time itself, worry about the time that you have, because that's the only thing you can actually affect.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay. I'll unmute Red Pill now. Red Pill, are you there?
Hi.
Yeah, sorry. There was a bit of noise coming through your channel.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. There was a bit of noise coming through your channel, so I just.
Yeah, I know you muted me. Right, my theory, right, and you're going to think I'm out of my mind, but I am actually a qualified surveyor. World's flat. When in enclosed dome, there is no universe. All that's a lie. Sorry, I had to put it out there.
Yeah.
It took me 3 years.
Yeah.
Are you being serious?
Yeah, he's a flat earther.
I'm being.
Well,
Yeah.
I've done a pretty extensive analysis of time travel and parallel universes in my novels.
Oh yeah.
And I think time is pretty malleable, but that it's not a matter of a straight line. It's a matter of choke points.
Oh yes.
There are points where an individual in the right place can influence things to stay or to change.
Yes. That's risk. I view that as risk flowing over the time. So at certain points, the fabric of risk narrows to that focal point, as you say, a choke point or something, at which point one individual can affect a whole lot. I think we're moving to such a choke point. And with greater risk, there's greater reward. But ultimately, the risk has to express itself somehow. So, yeah. I see that. And you cannot have risk without time. And you cannot have time without risk. So we're in this, and we're flowing along with the risk, along the river of time. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, as a philosopher, I was lucky. I got to take a great philosophy of time course from these people, and holy shit. Anyway, yeah.
The thing is, I went out, sorry for talking over people, I apologise for that. I've got a terrible habit of doing it. But I actually went out and made the effort, bought the P1000, spent $1,500 on the stuff. I can't see a curve.
No, you can't. They said it, you can see the ship go down hull first, and then you get the P1000 or whatever. What is it, the 900 camera, and zip, you see the whole hull again. Well, you're full of bullshit. It's not the case. So ultimately, once you get to 20 miles or something, then you get refraction, and you get the law of perspectives of a flat plane as opposed to of a ball.
Okay.
So.
Well, if the Earth is flat, is it round?
It's circular, yeah, like a plate.
This is my description. I do not have a model. I don't know how the sun works or the moon works. And when people ask me these kind of questions, I say, fuck, I didn't create it.
Who did?
What I'm saying is you have an assumption. Let's say it's backed by evidence.
Yeah.
Is one of those pieces of evidence that the Earth is actually round, or is it triangle, or is it square?
Oh, I see.
If it's not a three-dimensional shape, what shape is it?
It's two-dimensional, and it's a plate with the North Pole in the center, and Antarctica is around the outer edge of the plate.
Yeah, but honestly, I don't even have a model.
And then
I do not.
And then, okay, Red Pill, hey. And then,
as a trained
hey,
surveyor,
Red Pill, I'm talking. So,
Mgtow
Okay.
values, you're cutting up, bro.
oh, am I cutting? Am I
Okay.
cutting up, or am I just being interrupted by Red Pill? It's hard for me to tell. Anyway,
You're being cut up.
I am being cut up. Anyway, around the edge is Antarctica, and maybe 500 miles in from there is the foundation of the dome, which is a Dyson sphere. So we're inside a Type 3 civilization. This is the best model, I believe. So,
Okay, so it is round with a dome enclosure.
yes, there's a dome on top, and on the dome is a fractal pattern for the stars with the planets going around in the way that they do. Now, because we're in a Dyson sphere,
Well, then wouldn't sorry, just because I have a question about it.
yeah,
Then if that's the case, if it's a round plane
yeah,
with a dome that creates an enclosure,
yeah.
wouldn't there be a large circumference where the dome meets the plane?
Yes, that's right. That's in Antarctica, around the edge. So Antarctica's not a blob in this, in the bottom of a globe. It's spread out. And so the question would be, in order to defeat this model, it would be very easy if anyone circumnavigated Antarctica, right? So if you're doing the Antarctic Circle, it's 10,000 kilometers. And if it's the flat plane, then it would be 3 times that or 4 times that, somewhere around there. So if anyone has circumnavigated Antarctica in 27 and a half days, which is basically the Antarctic Circle at 10 knots an hour, which is not fast, then that would show that the Earth is a globe. And in 400 years of exploration of the seas, no one has circumnavigated Antarctica in 27 and a half days or anywhere near it. The nearest is over 100, which gives some credence to the fact that it cannot be done if no one's done it.
Well, didn't you just say that it has been circumnavigated?
Yes, it has.
Circumnavigated?
It has. It's taken 100 days, which conforms to what you would expect if the flat model is true. That's what you would expect, about 100 days. What you would expect if it was a globe model would be 27 and a half days, give or take, at 10 knots.
Nobody has circumnavigated Antarctica, and I personally am a globe skeptic, not a flat earther.
Yeah, same here. Globe
Okay,
skeptic. So
I want to
yeah.
make that clear.
So the scientific evidence points to a flat plane, not a globe.
There is no scientific evidence for us living on a globe. Absolutely correct.
Yeah, zero, really, zero. Yeah, none.
Okay, but then wouldn't... I mean, I guess I'll have to go to the point of asking about magic then, because wouldn't it be more magical to live on a plane with some sort of unexplained dome that's connected to it, rather than it uses gravity and it pulls in an atmosphere?
Well,
and
you see,
atmosphere
gravity
biodome.
Gravity is still unexplained as to its causal mechanism, as is Earth's magnetic field, and yet we know both exist, but their causal explanation remain unknown. So don't bring gravity into it, because it doesn't cause any.
Can't. It's unproven. You can buoyancy and density covers all of that.
Yeah, whatever causes gravity, it exists. But as to it being some large circular thing pulling something in, that's not proven. No. And maybe cannot be proven, because we're on this space. So, but
anyway, I hate to bring that. I just hate to bring that up, but that's part of my personality.
yeah, no, that's okay. It's okay. Red pill, it's okay. I'm a flat earther as well, in that I'm investigating it. And right now, it's standing scientifically at the very pinnacle. We live on a flat plane with a Dyson sphere. And the Dyson...
Okay, and what's on the other side of the plane?
What's on the other side of the plane? the interior of the space of the creator of the physical world, I believe. So the creator of the physical world is the demiurge, which is an entity that Plato first described upon buying some books and then writing it down. The demiurge is that sentient entity which, from a foreshadow position, can collapse a wave function and then jump into the universe it creates. That's the power of its consciousness. And this feature of a foreshadow has been repeatedly shown in what's known as the delayed choice quantum eraser experiment. And so we have gone to the very edge of our space, and we see the mechanism by which a consciousness can have information about something that doesn't exist yet. And it's on the basis of having that information that a waveform is collapsed into a particle. And this can be done with a...
Okay, so then do you think NASA is lying? Do you think we've never actually left Earth?
Oh, certainly we've left Earth, but we've only gone as far as, a few thousand miles up. However, I'm a little bit more complicated than that. In that I'm not... Because there's a Dyson sphere with the images that you see at night on, it's like a big computer screen up there. So in 50,000 years, imagine what we can do with a computer screen, right? In 50,000 years. And so the images it puts up there, that the demiurge puts up there, it's putting up those images for a reason. And the reason is it wants humans to collapse a wave function of what it sees. And why?
Okay, so by the images they put up there, do you mean like the stars?
Like the stars and the planets. It wants humans to collapse that wave function, a la the double slit experiment, in which we know that consciousness, having information, can collapse a wave function into a particle. As the demiurge itself has a feature of its consciousness to collapse a universe from that foreshadow position. Humans have a different power of consciousness, which is to collapse wave functions with information and creativity. And I believe that we look...
Well, then I need to go to a more basic question then. Can you define true?
True and truth? Yeah.
True, the word true. True. Can you define it?
True is that...
No, I don't think you can do that without also getting into perception.
Well, definitely. True is that information you get which will prevent you from dying.
But I ask because...
Sorry, you're dropping out on me this time, Mayhem. Your green light's going, but I cannot hear you. Can anyone else hear him? Now I can't hear Suppository. I can't hear anyone. I don't know why. I can't hear anyone. I'll jump out and jump back in.
Simulation paradigm.
Okay, I'm back in, I guess. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Simulation paradigm. I'm not familiar with that.
It's like a matrix. You're in a simulation.
Matrix.
But then that just pushes.
Yeah,
that's
what I lean to.
We're in a giant holodeck.
Yeah, but that just pushes the question back to where's the holodeck and how is it that the holodeck is here and what led to the holodeck allowing us to have this simulation. So it just pushes the question one level back. So it doesn't matter. Where's the simulation arising out of? Or how is it arising out of? And
It's always a slide towards entropy.
Yep.
And the forces of order are always, achieving temporary victories at best. So how could this organize itself? Evolution we know of, and Now we going, and now he's kicking back, smoking a blunt, and laughing at us.
No, he's not laughing. The demiurge is a species. It's not just one individual. It's a species. So it's a sentient species, and it farms us. So it's a farmer. So I guess it laughs sometimes, but it's a farmer, and we're not the only species that's growing. Am I blocked out again? Holy shit! I'm blocked out.
What does make it different about what happened to me or what I was or whatever before I was alive, I don't believe that I'll have any reason to believe that'll change after I'm alive. So I much rather worry about the world in which I do live and the life that I do live.
Yes, that's right. The before and the after, who knows? But the right now, Yeah.
Right, my opinion on that is that it just matters that they're lying to you. That's all that matters to me. It doesn't matter what the shape of the earth is. It's the lie that I've got a problem with.
Yes. However, I know why they are lying. Because the minute you tell the truth, you break the spell. And if we are humans collapsing a wave function to create a universe outside the dome of resources for the demiurge species and its allies, the minute we know the truth is the minute we cannot collapse the wave function. So they have to lie to us.
Right, you talk about like feminism and stuff like that, and they're always lying. They've always got their narrative. I've realised now that's why I call myself Red Pill Suppository, because you've got to ram out of your ass. But it's all a fucking lie. Have you heard about the mud flood?
Yeah, I'm not going for that. No.
What's the mud flood?
Well, as a qualified building surveyor, I've seen so many pictures that I can't explain. I can't explain why people, when they dig down underneath these buildings, they've got like windows and doors. And when you do construction, you try and make it as cheap. You want it structurally safe, but you do it as cheap as possible. If you actually look into that for 5 minutes, it's quite spooky.
Yeah, it's spooky. There's no question it's spooky, but stuff like that happens. You get floods every once in a while, and cities are built upon cities, several layers. So
no, sorry. Mud flood's not about that. It's about liquefaction. It's about the earth shaking and things sinking. You really want to look into that.
Okay. Yeah, I've got a couple of sites that are looking at a strange, mini nova or other apocalypse that happens fairly regularly. We're looking at the deluge, which may not have been water.
You're breaking up, MV.
Am I breaking up again? Because my connection's really pretty good here. I think they're trying to shut me down.
Why is letting you know?
Yeah, you're getting a little squirrely too. I don't know. What should I do? Men in the chat, we're having a heavy discussion here. You guys are crazy. I'm out. Thank you, Stefano Dog. Yeah, it is a little nuts. Yeah, Bob, it's a little tough. We're having trouble with the Discord. I'm going to get out and close Discord on my end and then jump back in.
You got my email.
I want to make sure I have it right. It's SJ Maxwell with 2 L's, Watts with 2 T's at Yahoo.com.
Yeah. Sorry.
Thanks, Bob.
Yes? Okay, then yeah, I'll email you.
Apparently, Mayhem, I'm coming in
Okay,
loud
man.
and clear. What
Yeah,
about
we're still signing out.
What about Mayhem and Red Pill? Bob, are they coming in or are they breaking up? Yeah, Ben, you are crazy. A bit. And I'm out again. There. I'm back. And I don't know.
Oh, it's just me and you now.
It's just me and you, and that's good. That's fine. We're trying to reset. I don't know why we're having trouble. Yeah, we all got to go a bit crazy. That's the song by Seal, which we should listen to because at this point in history, I think they're trying to drive us nuts. But the metaphysical question may or may not be important to this. But in any case, there's going to be some trouble coming down the road. It might be big trouble.
I just like to explore. That's all. I've just got that wandering mind. It's not, I've gone crazy, as Sil says. It's just I like to put those things out there.
Yeah, no, that's a good thing to do. This is what men do. This is part of what it means to be a man.
Never going to survive unless we get a little bit crazy.
That's right. You got to go down those roads and take a look because you got one life to live. And if you don't investigate where you are, even if the answers come up and seemingly appear strange, they should be gone down. And if something happens in the near future, then there might be good explanations for it. Or not. I'm having trouble keeping things going. I'm having trouble with the internet. They're closing me down. They're closing me down. Are you still there? I can't hear you. Let me get out and get back in. Okay, you still there? Okay. There. I'm in alone. That's it. If you can hear me, I'm going to be getting out. I'm having trouble with the connection or something. Don't know what it would be. Things seem good.
I can hear you now, yeah.
Okay, you can hear me? I'm still broadcasting, but we're having some tech problems now. I'm getting a little tired. Been up for a few hours now, so.
Okay, man.
We'll
yeah, I know it's almost 9:00 in the morning in China, so you can bug out.
Yeah,
anyway. Nice to talk to you.
Nice talking to Red Pill and men in the chat. Thanks for coming in.
Yeah, 9 in the morning. And I've been up all night.
Yeah, well, take it easy and.
Anyway, man. Yep. Thanks for letting me on.
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, Red Pill. And we'll just end the stream.
I'm out.
Yep.
Okay, man.
Yep.
Good to talk to you.
Nice talking to you. So we're going to...
okay, man.
We're going to end the stream now. And thanks for the men in the chat coming in. And whatever is true, there's going to be bodies probably because there's going to probably be food riots because they need to have the bodies. Because in 10 years' time, looking back, there's got to be bodies. There's got to be deaths. So they're going to manufacture those deaths. So watch out for that and prep.
Everyone that dies from cancer or leukemia is all going to be associated with.
Yeah, it's all, they're just putting the numbers
corona.
into it. No one else is going to die otherwise, and they're going to have so many deaths, no one's going to be able to count. And so this is what we're looking at. It's a bleak future. Let's hope it doesn't come true.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay, man.
We'll end the
when
stream
we get
now.
a better connection, we'll connect again.
Yeah, we'll connect again. Okay.
You've got my email now.
Yeah.
So shoot us an email,
okay,
and I'll keep in touch with you.
Good one. Thanks, Red Pill. Okay, and I think we're going to end the stream now. Remember, Mgtow plenty in 2020.